do you have a favorite story of being on the rails bookie that on your journey?
I think the most, I was probably the most scared or nervous and most relieved on 2008 Derby Day, because I moved down to Melbourne and I was the first bookie since my grandfather 40 years in 1968 to come from Sydney to be on the rails at Flemington. And my grandfather came down for it. The whole family was down. It was a real big day for us. And for me, I felt like I'd made it. You know, I got to the rails at Flemington. This was going to be a huge betting day. It's Derby Day. The crowds are massive, and I'm there with my grandfather, and I lost $2 million that day, and I was just so down and like, oh, isn't this the worst? My grandfather, he just was like, oh well, it's just another day. He was just took it in his stride. But I was like, oh, but I had to go to the call of the card, and I'd never worked at the call of the card before. And the call of the card is the day before Melbourne Cup, and you let punters on to win huge bets, and you're in front of a massive auditorium, maybe, I don't know, 800 or 1,000 people in there, and people are out yelling out huge bets at you, and you sort of feel compelled to bet them, but you also want to bet them because it's the Melbourne Cup and you're going to be holding a lot of money on the race. And I had a few big punters at the time backing things to win over $1 million, but I'd already lost $2 million, $2 million on the Derby Day. So I was very nervous of coming to call the card. I'm laying these things to lose millions of dollars, and I'm thinking, well, come Melbourne Cup, with the extra money taken, I could be down 5 million plus after the first 2 days of the carnival. And normally you get that big bets 10 minutes before the race, and then within 10 minutes you go, oh well, look, I've won or lost. You sort of can cope with it, but you never have to go through a night of trying to sleep with big bets on your mind, because it's over by the end of the day when you're an on-course bookie. And so I'd lost the $2 million on the Saturday, and at the call of the card, and taking these big bets to win a couple of $1 million, and trying to sleep that night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I got these big bets. Gosh, I hope I don't lose again. And luckily Viewed won the Melbourne Cup, a 50-1 chance. And yeah, we ended up having a great day on Melbourne Cup Day and a great next Oaks Day and Stakes Day. And so it was a huge sigh of relief, and also some anxious, nervous waiting, and also great to be able to spend it with my grandfather and the whole family down there.